All right, all right. So, what is truth? Okay. So imagine you're coming home from work and you feel incredibly terrible. And then you go pick some food, maybe, lots of cheese or, I don't know, something else. And then you sit down in front of the couch and you turn on the TV. And then you distract yourself, that's the word. So you're running away from truth. Because the truth is you feel terrible. And now you're leaving it up to the television to do something that makes you feel better. And that, of course, connects to what is depression. The truth is you're lazy. The truth is, if you want to feel happy, you have to work for that. And sometimes when you look at truth, it's generally the way things are, from a certain perspective. So if you look at the stuff that we've been told about climate change and that carbon dioxide is the culprit and the only thing that, changes the climate, and when you look at the truth, you realize, whoa, that's actually bullshit. It's not the CO2, it's deforestation. Because deforestation is what is changing the climate, because forests are natural air conditioners. And so the only way I got that truth was because I studied environmental protection. So it opened my mind to the truth behind, why the climate is changing and why a lot of areas are getting drier and drier because of the whole change of ecosystem. And that's not just, CO2. CO2 is just a side effect. So you have to work with the general bullshit that you are being loaded with by people who have an interest to keep you stupid so that they can make money with your stupidity and your ignorance, because you rather sit at home watching movies. That's the truth. So if you hear this, it might make you really angry and you think, what an asshole, yeah? But the truth is, you're the asshole. Because you're sitting at home and you're leaving it up to everybody else to sort out your mess. And then you come to my channel and you listen to my content and you call me an asshole. So the truth is, you're an asshole. Because I'm not saying that, you're saying that. Because the truth is also that if you call other people assholes, that you are the asshole, or you think you are an asshole, but for you it's easier to think that other people are assholes. And that's the general principle of projection. So you use others, or the TV, or your phone, to make yourself feel better. That's the truth. So you're being exploited, and because you hate being exploited, you exploit other people. Yeah, you're exploiting the TV for some feeling of, grandeur. Yeah, so you can watch Thor decapitate some guy who was actually helpless. Yeah, and then you can think, oh, what a good job Thor did there. No, he just decapitated a helpless man because he couldn't stand losing people. But that's how life is, and that's also the truth. Right? People go around and then somebody dies and then they go to a funeral and then they start crying. Then I think, what are you crying about? I mean, the moment that person was born, it was like meant to be, right? That he would die. And if you would have looked at the truth about things, you would know that one day you will also die. Right? You are born, you will die. That's the way things are. And that's truth. Right? That's when we talk about what is the middle. So the truth isn't you're good or you're evil. The truth is, you could be both. You know, it's your choice. And when I walk around and I do my thing, and then somebody comes to me and wants to talk to me and I say I don't have time for you, that person may say I'm an asshole. But the truth is, I'm not. Because I'm just taking care of myself. You know, I'm not overly asshole-ish about it. You know, I'm just centered in myself, and that's why I know what I need when I need it. And when somebody comes to me and wants me to give him a good time, and I say, I don't have time for that, then he will start hating me. But instead, he could understand that I just need space for myself, and then he could say, okay, I accept it. It's a challenge from life, and I will learn to give myself what I need. And if we would all be doing that a little more, then we wouldn't be so dependent on other people and on all these electronics to feel something at all. And then we would just go outside into nature a bit more and connect with the trees, because the trees are always there. So if you feel lonely, you can go to the forest and it's full of life. And that's what you're running away from, because you're afraid to die. And that's the truth. Yeah, because the middle, if you're in the middle in your center and you connect with whatever higher wisdom is, you see these things, and then you see people coming to you and they want you to be the bad guy, and then you think, haven't you learned like the basic principle of projection? Like, don't you understand that if you think I'm the bad guy, that you just think you're the bad guy, but rather than accepting that you've maybe, made some choices that brought you to this place right there, you're responsible for the way you feel about others and yourself. And that's why you have to take responsibility, right? And that's, in a way, truth, right? Because I can say that to you, but I don't mean to harm you with that. You may still think that I want to do that, but that's just your insecurity. Because the truth is, nothing I do should, in fact, harm you in any way. Unless I come with some kind of cleaver, and run after you. What is there to be afraid of? People are afraid of everything. Literally of everything. And so the truth is the truth. And there's no way of pushing that around. So if I go somewhere and somebody wants to talk me into believing that CO2 is causing the climate to change, then I say bullshit. Because that's what it is. It's a pile of shit. They're just clinging to some kind of false belief that they have been taught and that they think is the truth, because they are afraid to look at how it really is, and because they never took responsibility for their own opinions and beliefs. So then I sit there and I say that's bullshit. Because the truth is, deforestation is causing climate change. And that's then our ignorance. And that's then, we've been living like we are the greatest thing on this planet. Flat planet or whatever, right? We act like, because we have science, we know what's going on. But apparently we don't. Because if we knew what was going on and how to live and all these things, we would manage to live in harmony with our environment. But there is no harmony. There's no harmony in families. There's no harmony in the entire society. And that's the truth. So if you look at that it's actually a place of shit that we've created, we can start changing things. But if we keep running around acting like we know what's going on, oh, I know. No, you don't know shit, because you haven't spent time looking. And that's the truth.